Hey, it's Lyndsey Parker from Yahoo Music. I'm here on tvdoneright.com. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I know you're all real upset. I know you went to tvdoneright.com and you were like, where is Lyndsey's recap? I live for this stuff. Kidding, but in case you were, I was at Coachella last week. There were no idols at Coachella. I think it would be awesome if Adam Lambert headlined, the Glam Nation stage, or Blake Lewis and Danny Noriega were on the dance tent, but I don't book Coachella. So anyway, I'm back. I have a little bit of the Coachella flu. I'm getting over it, so pardon my voice. But I'm here to talk about American Idol. Real quick, I wasn't here last week, so I wasn't able to share my grief over the fact that there's a red X over my boy Paul McDonald. Regular viewers, all 10 of you. I'm just kidding. I'm sure lots of people watch this. Regular viewers of my recaps know that I loved me some Paul McDonald, but I wasn't too surprised he went. The whole old-time rock and roll thing was just kind of old-timey in a dorky way, and it even has the line in it, "There's only one sure way to get me to go," and it was, yeah, Paul, was that song. Unfortunately, we had a reunion this week, and I say unfortunately because A, how can we miss you if you can't go away? It is too soon to be having a top 13 reunion. And second, as happy as I was to see Paul again, as well as some of the others, like Naima, of course, one of my favorites, who got a red X long ago. What the hell was that? So What, indeed. They did So What by Pink, and they were like, so what, I'm still a rock star? I'm like, not on this song you aren't. It kind of just brought everybody down. Paul didn't even know the words. Naima, all her fierceness was gone. Thea, of course, was out of her element. She's not a Pink type. The whole thing seemed kind of set up to pimp Pia. Pia Toscano is being pimped very hard right now. She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, singing on the results show next week while her boyfriend, Mark Ballas, supposedly he's her tabloid boyfriend, is going to dance. And I feel that's a very interesting and unprecedented alliance between NBC and Fox, to forge an alliance to sabotage The Voice, because obviously The Voice, which premieres next Tuesday on NBC. Did I say NBC before? Fox and ABC is what I meant to say in terms of the Dancing with the Stars and Idol alliance. Sorry, I got my letters mixed up. Anyway, rewind. The deal is, on NBC, on Tuesday, we will have the premiere of The Voice, which obviously is very similar to Idol. So it's in competition with Idol in a way. It's also in competition with Dancing with the Stars, or DWTS, to use some other alphabet letters, because obviously they're both on Tuesday. So my conspiracy theory is they decided to put Pia and Mark Ballas on that show in order, to sort of steal a little bit of The Voice's thunder. Of course, we all have DVRs, so we're all going to watch all of it. But it does seem a little suspicious to me how much they are pushing Pia, because even other past also ran eliminated contestants that, were shockers at the time, like even Chris Daughtry. They didn't get a plum spot like performing on a Dancing with the Stars results show. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. And I fear there's going to be a backlash. I think Pia is very popular, and everyone was outraged, including myself, by the fact that she only came in 9th place. But let's face it, she only came in 9th place. And the way they are pushing her, and she's like constantly on the TMZ and in the People and the Us Weekly and all that, people are going to get sick of her by the time her record comes out. Stop having her gallivanting all over the place and just put her in the studio and get her record out and let the music speak for itself. I would like to see Pia do well, but I really think people are already tired of how much she's being rammed down their throats, figuratively speaking. Alright, so let's get to this week. It was Songs of the 21st Century, which means basically they could do any song, or at least any cleared song, since 2000, and some of the choices were very strange to me, especially Scotty McCreery's, because Scotty McCreery did a song called Swingin', which is actually not from this century. It's from I believe 1982. It's by a country star named John Anderson, but it was recorded in the 21st Century redone by LeAnn Rimes. But I don't think that qualifies. I think he cheated a little bit. I understand he likes to do the old school country thing, and I actually like that about him. That's the one thing I like about him. But he should have... I'm waiting for him to take an actual modern song and do his countrified, McCreerified thing to it, instead of just kind of mimicking the old school country greats. You know what I'm saying? Also, I wasn't that fond of Lauren Elena, the other country girl or country person in the competition. She did, of all the songs, Sarah Evans' Born to Fly. It was very anticlimactic, especially considering that the whole thing, she was in the pimp spot and they had this whole thing building up. Oh, come on, Lauren, you can do it. Believe in yourself. This whole Tinkerbell, we'll clap for you, believe in yourself speech they gave for him. her, and did I say him? I meant her. And then, you know, she does this kind of throwaway song, sings it well, but nothing that, as Randy Jackson was saying, nothing that would make me jump up and down. So, you know, I might look to Nigel Lythgo's other show, CMT's Next Superstar, for my country reality fix and possible country future greats. The people I did like were my boy James Durbin, who thankfully still has no X on him and has yet to be in the bottom 3. Yes, his performance was a little cheesy, and there were parts of it that maybe touched on some Lambert theatrics, but I do think he made the song his own. It was a Muse song, it was Uprising, and supposedly Matt Bellamy approved of it, and if Matt Bellamy approved of it, everyone else needs to just shut up. Plus, riding crops, tuxedo coats, and marching bands are always welcome in any Idol performance. Scotty McCreery, Lauren Elena, why don't you try that next week? I love the drama. I am kind of cheesy myself. Look, I'm wearing a Darkness t-shirt, for hell's sake, so I like a little bit of my rock and roll drama. I like the pyro, I like the war paint, I like it all. I also thought Casey was great, and he got away with kissing Jennifer Lopez, the most beautiful woman, according to People magazine, on TV, and he didn't get punched out by Mark Anthony, and he made Steven Tyler swear so much that they had to duct tape his mouth. So mission accomplished, Casey, you're the true rock star of this week. The person who went home this week, I recently applied this X to his face, just tonight, and it's there to stay. Stefano Langone, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Not a huge surprise. Obviously, he'd been in the bottom 3 and the bottom 2 for a couple weeks in a row, and he was a wild card to begin with. Had he not, been picked by the judges, he would have been gone before the top 13. So he was very gracious. I have to say he's never been my favorite, but I've always thought he was a class act. The way he handled himself, particularly on the night when he was in the bottom 2 with Pia Toscano, and everyone was like booing him. I felt really bad for him the night. He handled himself with class that night on Twitter. Seems like a nice guy. I actually think the performance he did this week was his best performance ever, but it was a little too late. It was his time to go. The person who seemed more upset about it wasn't Stefano, it was James, who, again, with the drama, he's a dramatic guy, I guess. He was crying. I guess they were BFFs. They had a little bromance going on. They were roommates, and he was really sad to see him go. I was moved by the fact that James was moved, but I felt a little bad for Jacob because it was like so obvious that James had wished Jacob had Lusk, who was in the bottom 2, had gone home instead. I do think James might get his wish because I think Jacob, who I had actually predicted would go home this week, will probably go home soon. I like Jacob. Obviously, you see I have him high up here in my ranking, but he's just beginning. I just don't think he's current. Like, look at the stuff that's on the R&B charts now. Your Drakes, your B.O.B.s, your Ushers, your Chris Browns, your Jason Derulos, your Jay Seans, etc. I don't see a place for this kind of old school, wearing a business suit, Luther Vandrossy, gospel inflected, like stuffy evangelical R&B. Even R. Kelly doesn't do that all the time. He'll do I Believe I Can Fly, but then he'll do Ignition. And Jacob just has the I Can Believe I Can Fly side. He can't do the sexy R&B thing. So unless he can create some kind of like old school R&B revival, and let's face it, Ruben Studdard wasn't able to do that, I do not see Jacob sticking around for too much longer. So James, just wait it out another week. On that note, I'm going to go and try to figure out what people are going to do next week. It's the songs of Carole King. Obviously, she wrote and recorded Natural Woman, the song most popular versions by Aretha Franklin, but it is a Carole King song. I believe it is wholeheartedly his Kelly Clarkson song. Lauren Elena did it already this season, and yeah, it was a bad idea. Bad idea, Jeans, to quote Saturday Night Live. So, Haley, the one remaining girl in the competition, please don't get any bright ideas. Do not do Natural Woman. However, if Jacob wants to do Natural Woman, that actually might be cool. On that note, I'll see you guys next week. Parker out.